A very fresh and very wonderful morning to one and all present here. How are you all? I hope you all are fit, fine, and healthy. We are back with English subject for class 7th, and today we are going to learn one topic from our writing skill, that is letter writing. Letter writing is a very important stuff to learn. Why? We will see that in our further slides. So today we are going to learn letter writing, and in that we are going to learn about formal letters. I hope you all know that formal letter is there in your workbook and that worksheet is going to come in your examinations. So kindly understand this very well so that you can attempt it. And even in your SEA activity, that is your subject enrichment activity, you have been given a topic from this title only. One question will be given to you, that is under the heading letter writing. You have to write it in your own words. We will study its format and how to write formal letters. Before that, let us understand this. This English writing skill, letter writing. Okay, talking about letter writing is an essential skill. Despite the prevalence of emails and text messages, everyone has to write letters at some point. Letters of complaint, job applications, thank you letters, letters requesting changes or making suggestions. The list goes on and on. Encouraging us to write letters from an early age will improve our communication, social, and handwriting skills and teach us what we need to know about writing and structuring letters. So, my dear students, it's a wonderful day and it's a wonderful topic to learn today. So, we will be discussing about its types. Today we'll understand there are two types of letters. Okay. First is formal letter, which we are going to study today, and second is informal letters. Now, in formal letter, the letters which are written to seniors, to our teacher, to principal, to our authorities, officers, dignitaries. When we write such letters, when we write letters to such people, to such higher level people, at that time the form of that letter is formal letter. And informal letters are those letters which we write to our friends, family, relatives, and someone very close to us. So the letters which is written in an informal way are called informal letters, while the letters which is written in a very formal way, which is written not to our friends or family members, but are written to the seniors, teachers, principals, government authorities, officers, and other dignitaries. So let us learn today formal letters. Before we begin with the meaning of the formal letters, let us first take some tips for writing good letters. Point number 1. Make sure all your contact details are clearly written down at the top of the letter. If they are not, then you might not get a reply. The correct address is essential. Think about what you want to say. If necessary, make some notes on a separate sheet of paper first. This will ensure that you do not forget anything. Think about to whom you're writing a letter. Use the right style of writing and language, that is formal or informal, businesslike or friendly. Lay out your letter using paragraphs. This makes it easier for the reader. Make sure that they are well written. It can be very annoying for someone to have to struggle to read handwriting. Always use your best and clearest handwriting. That means, dear students, you don't need to cut the lines or make corrections or use whiteners while writing the letters. Make sure that you use your best handwritings and you keep your letters very neat and tidy. So now let us learn about formal letters. The characteristics of these formal letters are addressee for someone you don't know. We talk about work, business, or official subjects, and formal letters are of different kinds. You need to first identify that which kind of business letter you are going to write. That is letter of inquiry, letter of application, letter of complaint, letter of regret, and thank you letters. So these are basic types of formal letters. These 5 points you have to keep in mind, that is displayed on your screen. First is address and date, salutation, body, complimentary close, and PS. We'll study each one by one. Okay, the address and date you need to write on the left side of your letter. First your address of the one, that is sender's address, the one who is sending the letter, who is sending the message. That person's address should be written on the left side of your letter, and it should be followed with the date, that is date on which you are writing a letter. Second is salutation. The most common salutation in an informal letter is dear. But here for formal letter we'll use Mr. We'll use respected, honorary, honorable, such kind of words should be used. The body should include topic, formal reason, enclosure, and contact. And complimentary close should be, that is the last two lines of the letter should be, I look forward to hearing from you, yours faithfully, or here you can write your sincerely. Now if you are writing a formal letter, then you need to use formal language only. Do not use contractions. Use models such as would, should, could. Do not use colloquial language. The structure and content is, you must always give a clear reason for writing. Link sentences with and, but, and because. These are the conjunctions. I hope you understand. These are linkers. These are the words which are used to connect two sentences. Divide the letter into clear paragraphs. The language you need to use is, first for the greeting, you can write dear Mr. or Miss Harkness if you know the name, or dear sir or ma'am, or nowadays in the CBSE syllabus people just write sir or ma'am, that's it. No dear, no respected, nothing is written. So you can also write just sir, or you can also just write madam. You cannot write dear sir or madam, not dear manager, if you do not know the name. The reason for writing is, I am writing to apply, I am writing to ask you, I am writing to complain about. This is the way you need to begin your letters. You need to use formal expressions such as I would like, could you send me, I am afraid. Such phrases must be used in your letters. Enclosure, I enclose my CV, that is your curriculum vitae. Contact, you can write please contact me if you need any information, any more information. The closing line should be, again, I look forward to hearing from you, yours faithfully if if you do not know the name, yours sincerely if you know the name. Here you can see the format. Today we'll study the format of the formal writing. I write it for you. This is the format of formal letter. Alright, this is a format of formal. This you need to write down in your notebook. Note down the format of the formal letter. So kindly all the students are requested to write it down in your notebooks. On the top of the letter there should be the sender's address. That means yours address if you're writing a letter. That means ABC colony, ABC city, and the pin code should be mentioned there. So all dear students, it is request to write down this format in your notebook. The first, in the first left corner top side, you need to write down your own address. That means the address of the sender. If uh, the address is already mentioned, if the name of the sender and the sender's address is given in your question, then you need to copy that only in your answer. If nothing is mentioned, then you need to write your own in your exam. The next is the date of writing the letter, the date on which you're writing the letter. Here you have to mention that. After leaving one line, you need to write down receiver's designation and address. That means to whom you're writing, to the editor, to the principal, to the teacher. So here, dear students, here you need to write down the receiver's. Here you need to write down the receiver's designation and address. मतलब तुम जिनको भेज रहे हो उनके बारे में उनका एड्रेस लिखना है. To, then you have to put a comma here. And you can see the comma. The editor, XYZ colony, comma, XYZ city, and the person whom you're writing, that means the receiver of the letter, where he is living, where he or she is living, you have to write that city's name and that city's pin code. Correct? Moving on to the salutation, here you have to write respected sir or respected ma'am, or you can even just write sir this way. Just sir, right? So bad. You can just write here, cut this only sir and then comma. Moving on to the subject, first is sender's address, second is receiver's designation address, third is salutation, fourth is purpose of writing letter in one sentence. That is the subject. You need to write down this subject. Here you can see the subject, a short description of cause of writing the letter. The reason you're writing the letter, that you have to describe here. For example, you're writing for the nuisance of the dogs in the society, or you're writing a letter to complain about the noise pollution that is going on in your society. You can even write down about the electricity cut, or you can write down the water shortage in your society. For XYZ reason, for whatever reason you are writing the letter, you have to give the subject here. That is the purpose of writing the letter. Then the next, that is the most important part of the letter, that is body of the letter. The body of the letter should consist 3 paragraphs. Here you can see the 3 paragraphs are there. First paragraph should be the introduction of the topic. For what reason you're writing, you need to write down that introduction. Second is main content. Main content of the letter, it includes attention acquire from receiver, that why are you writing the letter, what is the main purpose, what is the core reason for writing the letter, your introduction and purpose of writing the letter in detail. First you have to write the introduction of why you are writing, and second, in the main content, here you have to mention the main reason. That means you have to describe in detail the why you are writing the letter, and the also conclusion in the second paragraph. Now in the second paragraph, you have to write the conclusion also. In the third paragraph, conclusion plus end of the letter. That is, you have to write conclude that I'm looking forward, just as we discussed, that I'm looking forward for your reply or waiting for your reply. Okay, that you have to write in the conclusion paragraph. So I repeat, in your body of the letter you should include 3 paragraphs. That means your letter would consist 3 paragraphs in the body structure. First it is introduction, second is main content, and third is conclusion plus end of letter. Then you need to close it with the complimentary closing. That is, you need to write thanking you, comma, then yours sincerely or yours faithfully or yours truly, then comma, and then you need to write your name and designation. You need to write down your name and designation here. Okay, so I repeat, first thing is the sender's address, second thing is your date, Third thing, you need to write down the receiver's designation. You can see here. Then you need to write down the salutation, that is sir, ma'am, or respected sir, respected ma'am. Then write down the subject. Then you'll have 3 paragraphs for the body, then complimentary closing, and then last you need to end up your letter with name and designation of the designation, if there is there. If you're writing as a student, then you write the student. If you are an editor, if you are someone with a designation, that means a doctor or anyone, you need to write your name as well as your designation. So this was your letter. I hope you understood its steps, and you need to write down this format in your notebook. So here we'll just check out this demo letter. I'll be sending you this PDF in your group also, so that you need to copy it in your notebook. This is a letter, it is just a demo letter. You need to write it in your notebook, and then you need to complete your SEA. Here, write a letter to the editor of a newspaper on the issue of garbage that is spread all through your locality. Now in your area you're having a lot of garbage issue, then you need to write a complaint letter to the editor of a newspaper. So first, as we discussed, that the first step to write a letter is writing the sender's address. So 27 Manavta Nagar, behind Spring Valley School, Ratlam. This is the address of the sender. Okay, this is the sender's address. You need to write it on the left side of your book. Okay, this is the sender's address. It is 3 lines. You can see it. You can even write your own address. Then you need to write the date, whatever date you're writing. If your English paper is on 4th, then you need to write 4th Jan 2020. Then you need to write down, you need to write 2. This is how you need to write 2, comma, the editor. Okay, 2 is not written here. So after writing the date, you need to write 2 and then comma. Then in the next line, you need to write down the editor. Daily Samachar, Ratlam. You can write the name of any newspaper. For example, Gujarat Samachar. You can write down the Hindustan Times, the Times of India. You can write and the date. Okay. Then you need to write down the subject, that is need to clean Manavta Nagar. Okay, you are writing a letter for cleaning that garbage issue, that for solving your garbage issue of the society. So here you can give the subject, so that by reading the subject anyone can understand that why you are writing the letter. That means purpose of your letter. So here you can see that just sir is written in the salutation. So this is a salutation. The salutation, just sir is written with a comma. So you can avoid writing respected and dear. You need to just write down the sir, comma. So simple and short and sweet. Here you can see this letter consists 3 paragraphs. Correct the first paragraph. It's the second paragraph. This is the third paragraph. Correct. First is for introduction. This is the first paragraph. Through your elite newspaper, I would like to draw attention of local authorities of Manavta Nagar towards the unhygienic conditions in Manavta Nagar. So first paragraph is for the introduction. As you see that it is introducing why you're writing the letter. Through your elite newspaper, I would like to draw attention of local authorities of Manavta Nagar towards the unhygienic conditions in Manavta Nagar. In the second paragraph, it contains the main idea. The roads of the locality are filled with polythene bags and dirt. As you know that it is the rainy season, these bags chalk up the drainage, which worsens the condition. There are germs and insects breeding all through our locality, and this is the cause of illness among the residents, especially the children. So here you can see that in the main content, all the things which is disturbing the person who is writing the letter is written here. So here you have to write the main content, that why you are writing the letter. You need to write in detail the purpose of writing your letter. In the third, as you can see in the third paragraph, it is a conclusion paragraph. This is the third paragraph. Hence, through this letter, I would request the concerned authorities to get the locality cleaned as soon as possible and also arrange for pest control. So here, while concluding the paragraph, you need to give a request and you need to write that you are hoping for the positive response from the person you are writing the letter. Then you need to conclude with yours truly, that is subscription, Prakash Dongre. So I hope you understood this formal letter. This PDFs will be sent to you in your group. So kindly note down the format as well as this one sample answer for your formal letter writing.